What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Northgard video on this channel. Today we're going on the Kraken clan build order. Definitely a super fun clan to play. We're gonna go with a tempo build here, which should generally hit around 802. If you want to be a little bit faster with the clan, this is absolutely possible. I also think you can like keep on playing the build after we basically stop here and get the army. You could also scale a little bit more with the clan. I don't think it's one of the greatest scaling clans, so it will lose against lions, toad, ox in the long run, but it can definitely be really strong, and I think especially in the 802 window, where this clan has basically the strongest window, it can be extremely devastating also for all the clans that I already called right now. So yeah, very cool clan. We have ghosts, spectral warriors. One ghost will spawn right with us, which can help us out to clear out a tile or two, maybe, if we're able to tile dance it a little bit. And it has the high tide ability. High tide ability will basically high tide a clan, so it will be get like a blue underground or something like that, and yeah, basically will enable me to take non-coastal tiles to a normal price. Just to explain that really quick here, take a little bit of a pause. We have coastal tiles, which don't have to be shore tiles, right? This tile here is also, yeah, it's also a shore. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a shore. It just gotta be on the ocean. If it's on the ocean, it's a coastal tile. It does not have to be a shore where you would be able to build a dock on it, for example, right? Just to explain that for sure right now. So these tiles you can just take normally. There will be no differences on the tiles, just a normal tile for you. The non-coastal tiles will, first off, you will need to pay 50% more food to take them if they are not high tidden. So if you didn't take a ghost on it and sacked it with the high tide ability. You will need to pay more for building buildings on it, and all your army will have minus 30% attack power on it. So as a Kraken, you're really looking for being able to yeah, take the tiles only when you have high tide on them, basically, which will be a bit wild here, since we have two tiles that are non-coastal. It's generally not the best thing that could happen us, but we are as lucky to hit the shipwreck here. And this is one of the times. Oh, I'm actually gonna keep one scout out. I'm actually gonna keep the shipwreck here, because we're gonna try to get an early Valkyrie here. I think I'm just gonna leave the sheep here, put them into the corner. We don't want them. But yeah, we're gonna try to get the Valkyrie here. As first, we're gonna build the house, of course. Trying to do that. And I'm already gonna assign two tiles for me, which will be my main eco tiles, basically. That should be this tile over here and my main tile. Because later on, we will get a few bonus ghosts, basically, that will help us out to clear stuff. And that will help us out to high tide stuff, basically. And as soon as we reach 200 fame, oh, there we go. Spectral ghosts in our area, in a specific tile, will increase the zone's production by 15%. So at one point, we're just gonna get a lot of ghosts to high tide all our tiles. And we're gonna keep two ghosts to being able to boost our eco itself, basically. And therefore, I want to have two ghosts, and I already assigned two tiles to be my eco tiles, where the ghosts will later on be. So on these tiles, I will build my wood building. Right now, with this ghost, I could also tile dance and try to kill these wolves. It's just completely impossible because we only have one entrance here. So tile dancing is not an option for us right here. Could already see, we went for the Herger here, first building. Since we are trying to go for the Valkyrie, you will need some kind of treasure for that. If you're in a team game, oftentimes you will also somebody just having clear you out. Then I would not go for the Valkyrie build over here. This is more something that you would go for when you're solo or have no clear in your team. If I wouldn't have that, I would probably go for a dock first, then get the Woodcutter's Lodge, and afterwards get the Herger. We are basically doing it the other way around. Yeah, the shipwreck will soon come. The bonus wood is, of course, a little bit wild. Would have been nicer if this would have been a ruin, really. because this is, of course, an insane amount of bonus wood that we're gonna get here. I'm just trying to not spend it all too much, but you will need a ruin when you want an early Valkyrie. Otherwise, you need to go for gold, which is always a little bit sketchy. Let's see. We're just gonna act like, at least for now, we didn't get the 200 wood off the shipwreck over here. Might seem a little bit weird, but we're just gonna do it like that to make the build a little bit more realizable for you, let's say that. So, go home. If you have the shipwreck, obviously, build a fisherman's lodge, go wild, just do the stuff that we're also gonna do, just do it a little bit earlier. So, right here, you can now build the fishing cabin. Starting to get some food here. And yeah, I really want my lore tile. That is really, really important because, yeah, we need some lores, obviously. As soon as we hit knowledge from beyond, which will enable us to trade with neutrals on the map, and basically gain lore for every trading route that we have open with neutrals. The lore will not be a problem anymore as soon as we reach that, but before that, we definitely should watch out that we get enough lore here. Send 2 fishes on it instantly. And take this tile. So I will keep a few villagers spawning here before I actually get my Valkyrie. I could already do that right now. But as soon as we spawn the Valkyrie will pull down a happiness or word here, basically, by 5. Oh, I didn't even explain the word all too much. Should also do that. Word is basically happiness for the Kraken clan. Send 1 villager on lore here. Word is basically happiness for the Kraken clan, just that if you're on a negative word, your villagers will not get unhappy, but you will start spawning ghosts instead of villagers. At one point we will actually do that, pull all our seers off and basically go into full negative word. And this will help us to spawn the ghosts to basically high tide all our areas here, for our near the sea spirit bonus. High tide generates +1 crowns even, 1 word and 1 building slot. So the happiness was a lie. I'm sorry, forgot. the happiness is not a point. We produce. I know 1 word is 1 happiness. There we go. We got it. 1 word, 1 crown, and we have 1 extra building slot on all of these tiles, which is pretty huge. So we get next house. I would probably build it just over here. It's a double house tile, which looks disgusting, I know. But this is my 2 eco tiles here, and I definitely don't want to go for them. What would be kind of nice is to take the go lower tree here, because we want knowledge of beyond relatively soon. If you get really early lore, you can sometimes go sharp access. That can be worth it, but we're gonna keep it simple here. We're just gonna go lower tree for now. Maybe we pick our sharp access later on when we get the chance, but maybe we will not. We will see. So we got our house here. I would definitely like to take this tile here very soon. See, the wolf is attacking. That's why I positioned my ghost in this area. So he basically takes the beating. Very, very nice. And at this point, I would really, really like to go for the upper tile there. Therefore, I'm just gonna slow down here. We're gonna get a Valkyrie. And we're gonna clear the wolves out already. Valkyrie, a very, very tanky unit. Not very strong. You can see we're fighting on a non-coastal tile even, so no high tide on here. So we will even only have 7 attack power. We could just sacrifice the ghost before the fight, but I would actually just take the bonus DPS of the ghost and then high tide it afterwards. So the tile is actually affordable for us. Otherwise we would have needed to pay 240 for it, which is a bit too much. Here, you can think about going for legions. I oftentimes, even when I just want to keep it simple, go for leadership. 1 bonus unit will definitely help us. And on this clan, I'm oftentimes not aiming on upgrading camps. You can do that. I think it's generally possible, especially in free-for-all games or maybe even duels. But in this situation here, we will not do that. So we will get our stone then. I'm just trying to bank up a little bit of extra happiness. Not even happiness, but we're gonna get it together. So we're building the mine here. We have some food for the winter. We don't need to feel too bad about that. We can also get a second woodcutter's lodge. Like, the food throughout the winter doesn't look as great right now, but we're gonna have fishers here. So the fishers are gonna help us throughout the winter here quite a bit. We are going to go for, I think, one stone miner for the second. What I want to get is the second woodcutter's lodge. I'm gonna build that in my second eco tile, basically. If you remember, we're gonna later on boost 2 tiles with ghosts. So I'm gonna try to have a fisher cabin in there. I'm gonna try to have a woodcutter's lodge in that tile. Later on, I'm gonna build a market in these tiles, and if I can get a hugger on there, even better. So I'm gonna try to get all my military buildings on there. So at this point, we're not going to start our trading yet, so we're just going to go sharp access here. It's going to help us. Since our trading is not ready yet, we do not see any neutrals yet that we can trade with. Well, yeah, there are dwarven up there, which is really, really nice. Then we can just take our scout, send it over there, and it will also be the last tile we scout for a while. So shouldn't let my villager get low here. We have a Valkyrie, which I forgot to mention is the Valkyrie on an active Hurger tile will just heal. So we got a free healing unit here. So even though the Valkyrie is not as strong, it will still help us a bunch by, yeah, just healing itself and being a tank for us. So when you have no clear, I think getting an early Valkyrie is one of the best things you can do to just, yeah, not make everything all too stressful here. So we get the 60 wood really, really soon. And we even go for the second Hurger first. Usually I would go for the second fishing cabin first, and we might even do that. Because otherwise I won't also be able to go through the winter. So there is a good reason why I go for the second fishing cabin first. So let's do it right now. It's a little bit weird that I could do it any time, but I'm just not trying to go too far away. You know what I mean, right? With the 200 wood of the shipwreck, I could have, of course, already be a lot faster, but you wouldn't be hardly able to replicate what I'm doing here when you don't have the 200 wood. So let's just slow it down here. We can get another villager on wood. The other villager up there and put it on food. Will probably not be enough. So we might still have to pull back a woodcutter here, but we're on a good path. We're on a good path. I've sent the villager just a tiny bit too early. It's alright though. Yeah, it is barely not enough. So at this point we can also take down one of the miners. Since we have mining efficiency, we get a good amount here. We're pretty fine. Knowledge of Beyond is hitting pretty soon. Did my scout die? No, no, I sent it home. That's not what I wanted. I want to send it to the dwarven. To pull off a woodcutter. Then we need to pull off a woodcutter. Oh no, the winter is over now. But actually, oh no, that changes nothing because I have... Oh no, yeah, now we can. With the feast. Changes, of course, nothing if it's winter or summer, if my whole food economy is fishers. So, yeah, they produce just as much food in winter as they do in summer. Oh my god. Maybe I should park my Valkyrie up there, not gonna lie. Seems like the better thing to do. Just park it up here, so I don't get my units hit low. At this point, we go Knowledge from Beyond. Very important to not go near the Sea Spirit here, because we're gonna screw something up later on in the game if we do that. So let's get this. We can also upgrade our Town Hall at that point. And we're gonna build a Hurger somewhere else. Oh no. I went down below 200. This is not what we wanted to do here. So we're just gonna wait a second. Get the market. We can already see on the map where neutrals are, by the way. By these little symbols. Because we took Knowledge from Beyond, we can also see, yeah, where the neutrals are actually spawning. And at this point, we can put the next Hurger. Because we definitely need more word at this point. Usually I would push up to 15 villagers. And as soon as I have 15 villagers, I'm gonna start doing our ghost shenanigans here. Going into the negative with the word. I could probably already do it right now. Which would probably not the worst decision here, but we're still gonna do it at 15. Go in here, trade food with the dwarven. Food should usually be the thing that we have. We can send one scout over there. And we do not have a woman around us. Because we can only send women into the Hurger. Which is a little bit weird, but just how it is. Oh, we are already slowly producing a ghost here, but really, really slowly. Yeah, villagers back home. We have 2 villagers on stone again. And at this point, slowly but steadily, I really want my fishing cabin upgrade. Because then my food would look a lot better. We just skipped the trade with the dwarven. So this is why our food is in the positive again. But as soon as we have enough resources to upgrade our fishing cabin and make that a lot more efficient, we're gonna do a lot better. By the way, we can also go for the iron at this point usually, but we can't quite. We can't quite because we need to have our ghosts first. Murkafar attack, not super nice. Great thing we have our Valkyrie over here. We shouldn't be attacked over here. At least it would be absolutely devastating if we would. So let's really hope that it attacks over there. That would be really nice. We can't see too much into the shadows now. Attack is not coming in. I'm a little bit scared it's gonna... Yeah, it's popping up over there, obviously. Worst tile I could have gotten attacked on. And this is where you get attacked on. This is just Northgard, right? This is just Northgard. So, Valkyrie in. It's all half as bad. And now we could go for near the sea spirit, but we don't want to. We have 15 villagers now. We pull all our people back. Got a little bit distracted here by the Murkalfar attack, but it's not too bad. At this point, we're just gonna wait. We do not take near the sea spirit at this point. We're just spawning ghosts. We need the second Hurger here, so we have like a second slot for a second ghost. And we're just gonna send it out, and all our surrounding tiles will be high-tided. You gotta be as fast as possible, because the first ghost spawns a lot faster than the second one. So as long as your first ghost is alive, your second ghost spawns a lot slower than your first one. So you wanna just get rid of it as soon as possible. Don't sit around here and watch out your ghost. Just send it right over to the tile, sacrifice it, and go right into the next one. You can see how much faster it's going now, because I only have one. If I would click near the sea spirit right now, I would get a lot of happiness for all these upgraded tiles, like high-tided tiles, and that would be counterproductive, because I want really low word right now. You should also talk to your teammates and tell them that they shouldn't feast in that moment, because that will also boost your word by 2. So if you have a Kraken in your team, ask him when you would like to feast, and don't just do it, because oftentimes you will just completely destroy his strategy over here. So we only need to high-tide the main tile now. Then we get our 2 ghosts to boost our economy as soon as we reach 200. But we're gonna get them right now, because we're just in it. And then we're gonna go back to happiness. At this very point. We can already upgrade a fisherman cabin over there. This is already very nice. And we can also go for more wood in this moment. Like the villagers that get freed can basically just put around everywhere and try to get something out of it. So we have the first ghost. Second ghost should be coming in a little bit of time here. Obviously a lot slower, because it's the second one. Takes like a minute. But after that, we can push full through. Feels a little bit weird to have a lore up there and don't pick it. If you have the chance to go for something else throughout it, feel free. I just oftentimes feel like I don't, and High Tide is just, Need to See a Spirit is just a huge lore, which I really would like to have. So villagers back to the Hurgers. We also upgrade one of the Hurgers, because our happiness is not that great right now, and we go for Near the Sea Spirit. Here we go. Next upgrade will be another Fisherman's Hut. We also have more building slots now, so we can go for the second market, trying to trade as much as possible as soon as possible, even though it is mostly about just, being able to accumulate a lot of lore. That is why I'm trading really early. We have a triple drawer attack in my main tile. Just a little bit sketchy. Oh yeah, we can also go for the iron over there. Get rid of it, so we can maybe later on build a Hurger in there. Oh yeah, now the sheeps. I put the sheeps over here, so they also don't give me a winter bonus here by reducing my firewood. Really trying to just have them out of the picture. We could send them over to my teammates, but my teammates are not bothering me. Yeah, next lore, going straight into Mitri. I would like to go for Valhalla's Reinforcement for a second Valkyrie. Mildstrat can be really nice, obviously, really strong military lore, or even legendary heroes for a little bit of a chief action here. Let's build a house. And we get 2 villagers into the iron. Let's just do it, make it 1, because the other one can go over here and trade with the dwarven. Makes no sense to have a Norn over here, or Cirrus these days. Used to be called Norns. But they are now the scouts of the Owl clan. Yeah. Yeah. Don't really make sense to be in an unupgraded Hurger here. Also, if we upgrade the Hurger, we could get 1 more slot for Inspector Warrior here. But we're just happy that we have the 200 bonus already. We have the ghosts spread around our tiles, giving us a 15% bonus. And we have most of our eco in here. Like, this tile here was definitely super nice to also have the lore in the same tile. So that is pretty good. So at this point, I think we can slow down on the wood a little bit already. Oh no, I just pressed E to send my army over. That's not the call. I think I'm gonna need to send a lot of villagers over here to clear out, but since I'm able to just send the Valkyrie in there and basically tank everything, I think this is already gonna make a huge difference and make it a lot easier to clear out this triple drawer. Would be a lot nicer to have a double and 1, but we didn't take that tile, so that's why it happened there. So yeah, now we can just send over the sheeps to our teammates. Here we go. Aren't we a good teammate? So yeah, pumping a lot of gold right now. This is what we want to do. We could also get a 3rd one up relatively soon. Okay, get all the tanking on our Valkyrie. Send everybody over for DPS. Go relatively quick, honestly. And then we go back. Now we can also keep the Valkyrie over here healing because nobody is in that tile over there. And yeah, doing quite fine. By the way, with the Endless Tide, your military unit's attack power will only be increased by 10%, opposing to the 20% you would go for a weaponsmith. But their cost is reduced by 15%, so your army will be cheaper. And for every single camp that you build, you will get 1 extra warband. So a camp for you is not only 1 warband, a camp for you is 2 warband, which is quite nice. Quite a cool difference. You go for fur coats, Yord's Blessing, upgrade the farm, the 2nd Fisherman's Lodge. If we have villagers running around, definitely set them on wood. So we can slowly but steadily go for the next trading post. Since we're basically trying to always have 200 wood in the bank. Relatively weird. Don't do that. It's just for the tutorial. But I think everybody understood and knows. So, we could generally also scout as a clan. It's not really nice. Like, I wouldn't prefer scouting here with a Kraken. It is generally possible, though. But especially since we don't get a 2nd stone here for right now, we're not going to focus on it too much. What we're focusing on, though, just when we reach the 60, is the upgrades. We have a bunch of fishers. We have a bunch of traders. So, obviously, we want to upgrade them as soon as we can. What we can also think about, another elf attack. This one is gonna come onto the same tile. But we can send the Valkyrie up there to just catch it. So, makes it a lot easier than before. So yeah, happiness could be a little higher. Make that happen. And yeah, get the trading done. Let's get it going. Okay, the miners are done. Send these 2 in here. Should be up there, right? Yeah. So we upgrade fishers, we upgrade merchants. We could also think about upgrading Sirius's. But yeah, we're not gonna. At this point, I don't know what unit we would go for. I'm still big shield fan on Kraken. Since even if you're not able to high tide a tile, you're still gonna be able to, yeah. Whoop. You're still gonna be able to have a lot of defense, basically. You should be able to high tide a tile, especially with the army that we're gonna get here, because we're gonna have a lot of ghosts to help us out. But yeah, sometimes it can make sense to go for the shield, so in heated situations you help out. You can generally also go for X-Throws and everything else, though. It's not like Kraken would have bad army. The only difference, the only bad thing is that you only get 10% and not 20%. It's not that big. It's not a big difference, so it's alright. So you're upgrading fishers, merchants, going right after for the shield bearers. If you're feeling frisky, you can also upgrade your Valkyries. So first time you can heal nearby military units outside of combat with your Valkyrie, which is kind of huge. And yeah, you can get corruption. Valkyrie's corruption gives them plus 25% move speed and attack power. Can be kind of nice, especially if you have multiple Valkyries, as we have here. I'm just not going for it all too often here, but it might be a mistake, really. So, we have so much stuff, we might as well just go for another camp. Oh my god, I'm blowing way too much wood here. Oh yeah, I don't even have the wood, I just realized. I don't even have the wood yet. So let's get one more in there. Pretty far away, but it's fine. Because I would like to have another market here, just to push more. Other than that, it's basically all about wood. At this point, we have most of the stuff we need. What I would really like, which would be the timing attack that we do, is to reach Ran's Blessing. That would be huge. That is basically the timing that I mean. So we're gonna try to get a lot of ghosts before already. And as soon as we reach Ran's Blessing, we're gonna go even more. Oh my god, I'm getting a house here. I'm getting a house here. The only thing I really want to do is build a market. Well, we don't really need it. We can be fine with 2 markets here completely. And I think that's also what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stay on 2 markets here. Plus 20 should be enough to reach the next floor. So what we're gonna do now is build Hurgers all around. If we're not gonna build another market to reach Ran's Blessing quicker. Because Hurgers give us the ability... I have a ghost attack here? No. It's just him getting attacked, right? Wild. Okay. Because for every Hurger that we get 1 more slot for a Spectral Warrior. So we're gonna build as many as we can. And soon just gonna start to spawn more Spectrals, basically. So we're basically gonna put the free ghosts that we get for Ran's Blessing on top on all the other ghosts that we already got before. Which can be really nice. Other than that, we could also think about another market here. We're doing so fine. We're doing so fine, but hey. There. Oh yeah, we can already get out our chief, and the bodyguard will heal like the Valkyries, basically, which is really nice. And could also think about another Valkyrie, but we're just gonna go to get another market here, especially with the other Valkyrie that we spawn. I think it should be pretty good. So let's get the Valkyrie right now, start spawning ghosts. That means send all Sirius's back. Ghost production now is going to be relatively slow, because we already have 2 ghosts standing around, boosting our economy. But yeah, we want more now. We basically value them as army. Keep in mind, when you send your ghosts over to your teammates, they will act like normal ghosts that attack you on the coast and reduce their happiness by 10. So try to not do that, basically. Yeah, more ghosts on the territory will not boost our territory more. It's basically just like for the army that we are getting them right now. So the other trading post. Go. Basically just to pump lore. We go for Mildstrat here. We could go for legendary heroes afterwards. We're just gonna go Mildstrat here. So right now, just build camps everywhere with the wood that we actually have. I think we no more need than 12 or 15. That should usually be enough already. Since we're running out of space here, we can also just break that down. Wait until we have enough wood, and then build the next camp. I already see we're pushing pretty well here. The next camp doesn't need to happen here. We have so many military units that heal for free, so taking damage on our villager here is nonsense. So we're not gonna do it all too much. We already have 4 out of 6 ghosts, which is really, really nice. We're building 3 extra camps, bringing us up to 12. Yeah, only thing that we could think about is maybe breaking down the smith here. And building 1 more camp. Don't even know if I will have enough vills to do that. Oh god, I need to keep trading with the dwarven. This is why my lore is so bad suddenly. Don't know why I suddenly stopped trading. Somebody killed them? Somebody killed the dwarven? Okay, that will never happen. Nobody in a multiplayer game will really kill the dwarven here ever. This is why we were a little bit slower on lore here. I didn't realize, what the hell? Why would anybody ever kill the dwarven? That loses you so much fame, right? You lose 100 fame by killing the dwarvens. You basically get nothing for it. So there's sometimes situations where clear clans would do that, especially the Hound clan when it wants to generate a few more resources, but what the heck, I have never seen that. So our attack is gonna be slightly, like, we could attack right now, right? Like, we are ready. We could attack right now. The only thing that I wanna have, of course, is the ghosts out, because we're basically pushing for that. But when did these dwarven get killed? Who does that? Like, AI is so wild sometimes. Keeping the kobolds alive, keeping the Merkalfar alive. This would be the neutrals that you usually kill, right? Kobolds, very easy to kill, therefore basically 350 fame when you kill them. And the Merkalfar will give you 100 of all resources and 50 fame. So makes so much sense to kill all the other neutrals beside the dwarven. That really doesn't make sense at all. But hey, shouldn't be too bad. We can already get our villagers together. Maybe not a low one. Maybe not a low one, but everybody else. This one over here. And just wait a second until we finally hit that. A little bit unfortunate here with the dwarven. That's how it goes sometimes, though. But, however, like, even though this attack will usually happen a few minutes earlier, not that much earlier, right? 2-3 minutes earlier, definitely. Gonna be able to push forward now. Here we go. We go for legendary heroes, we go for Ran's blessing, and now we send our blob forward, which should be quite the significant one, I can tell you. Quite the significant one. The one thing that you gotta keep in mind is to use your ghosts, actually. You can already see how my food production is still extremely high. Oh yeah, I don't really. There we go. You'll see, everything else is still doing pretty well. We have 14 warband, just normal warband, and we have 9 through spectral warriors. So the amount of army we have here is pretty crazy. Obviously, when you're running throughout the whole map, the ghosts will lag a little bit behind. So keep that in mind, that your ghosts oftentimes just need a little bit longer time to actually reach you. Are we getting attacked here? No. We are. Wow, okay. Clear that up. Go over here. Keep in mind that most of the tiles that you will be fighting on are non-coastal tiles, right? This tile here would be no problem. This would be no problem. Like all the tiles that are right next to water. This tile here, non-coastal. So if I would want to fight on it, I should sacrifice the Spectral Warrior on it to negate the minus 30% attack power bonus. You'll see that right now when you go over here. We have a wild debuff on the tiles, so we're just gonna sacrifice a ghost, we hide it, and everything is fine again. We got all the bonus attack back. So we can just go over here, and basically go for our opponents. I think that should already be it. You can, of course, the whole ghost shenanigans we did over here, beside the ones in the early game where you got the 2 ghosts to spread over your territory and like a high tide all the tiles, that you should definitely do. But all this, okay, I'm gonna go for Ren's Blessing and I'm gonna get as many ghosts as possible with Hurgers. You don't have to do that stuff. That is just a little bit of bonus army that you can do in the time when you are getting gold for your normal army anyway. You can also just push markets way harder, get more markets, push more gold, and I think 3 markets are usually quite enough, right? You don't need more than 3 markets in your usual game. This is already a very, very potent gold production here when you trade 2 neutrals. And yeah, you don't really need that much more. So you can also go completely without ghosts. Don't really go for the timing attack here, but rather just have strategy with your teammates, where your teammates say, okay, we go late 801. Absolutely possible for you as a Kraken. I would still do the ghost shenanigan at the start. Like I said, high tiding all the tiles around me, having 2 ghosts boosting my territory. Wouldn't go too all in with all the upgrades and everything, like definitely only go for 1 stone, but you can be ready relatively early with Kraken, and then afterwards, which is pretty good, also have a pretty good comeback potential, because trading back up to a good amount of gold is relatively easy, because we're trading away food, and yeah, we have a bunch of food, so that doesn't really bother us at all. Now we're getting actually attacked by the dragon here. Wild. Yeah. That's how it goes. We could actually take the fight against the dragon, that would be fun. But it's so far away. It's literally on the other side of the earth. I don't think we can make it over there. Can run through the dragon. Can run through here. Would be a fun end for the video to fight against the dragon if it wouldn't take 5 minutes to run over there. Let's see if we can run in here. We can make it like that. Yeah, win some time with the villager here by just sending it in. And come over there. But yeah, I guess you get the general gist of the clan here. Pretty much straightforward, I would say. Just getting your markets, having the Hugger up, getting your Valkyrie if you need to clear yourself. You can also cut it out if you do not need to clear yourself. Go without a Valkyrie. Should make you only slightly stronger. And the dragon is running away again to absolutely blue ball me. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did so, you might want to consider to leave a like down below. Yeah, hope you enjoy the Kraken clan and the build. Maybe you could learn something new. That would be great, of course. And yeah, hopefully could give you a good idea on what the strengths and the weaknesses of this clan are. I usually have a bunch of fun with it. The amount of army it can push out in the 802 range is just absolutely insane. I think it's crazy how much army Kraken can actually push out with this tempo push. But yeah. Time to try it out for yourself if you want so. If not, have still a great rest of your day. Maybe see you back on the next video here. And yeah, bye bye everyone. Thanks for watching and see you around.